Alright, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good day to everyone. So today I'm going to discuss 4 questions. So question number 2 state that starting from rest, a 5.0 kilogram block slides 2.50 meter down a rough 30-degree incline. The coefficient of kinetic friction between the block and the incline is 0.436. Determine A, the work done by the force of gravity, B, the work done by the frictional force, and C, the work done by normal force. So since the question asks about work done, so first thing first, we need to draw or we need to figure out the free body diagram. So the block dia ada mass 5 kg, so which mean dia akan ke arah bawah, which is that is refer to our gravity. So here will be W, which is basically the weight. And then second one, our block has contact with the inclined surface, which is direction for normal. In this case will be perpendicular to the surface. So that will be N. And then next, somehow kita punya incline ini adalah rough, which means since the object is slides down, which means kita punya arah motion akan ke arah bawah begini. So which means our friction will be going opposite to that motion, which is kita punya friction akan pergi ke arah atas lah. Okay, so dia akan bertindak dekat kita punya surface, and that will be our kinetic frictional force. So as the object or as the block is slides down, which means this one is the direction of the motion. So displacement will be on that direction. Okay, so kalau saya boleh lukis balik, so that will be our free body diagram. Alright, next we're going to work out the work done for each forces. A, we have force of gravity. B, we have frictional force. And then C, we have normal force. Alright, so over here saya telah pun selain daripada saya redraw balik kita punya free body diagram, I also add another 2 components of weight, which is we have W sin 30 on that direction, and also we have W cos 30 on that direction. So 30 degree is the angle over here, macam kita buat solution sebelum ini. So since the work done is work done by the force of gravity, which means work done by gravity, so the force will be mg, which is the weight, and then we have displacement s and also cos theta, where theta is angle between the weight and also the displacement. Okay, so the mass of the block given is 5 kg, and then we have G is 9.81 meter per second square, and then our S or the displacement as your block slides down is 2.5 meter, so I'm going to put here 2.5 meter, and then the angle cos theta, the angle between your weight, which is over here, and also the displacement, what will be the angle. So over here we have 30. Your displacement S is the same direction as W sin 30, which means the angle that we are looking is that angle. That angle is basically just 60 degree lah. Okay, so the angle between the weight and also your displacement S will be 60 degree, and for that we're going to have work done by gravity is equal to 61.31. It can be Newton meter or it can be joule. Okay, either one. And then next we have question number 2. So question number 2, I'm still stick with the same free body diagram. But now I'm going to focus on frictional force because question B asks about what is the work done by frictional force. So where is our frictional force? Frictional force somehow is on that direction, and also the displacement is acting on that direction. Okay, and somehow these two, the frictional force and displacement S, somehow is in the opposite direction, which is the angle between these two will be 180 degree. But the thing is, we don't know what is the value of your frictional force, because to work out our work done by frictional force, it will be coefficient of kinetic friction. I think this is already given the question, which is equal to 0.436, and then N, the normal force, which is we're not sure what is the value yet. So untuk kita figure out berapakah nilai kita punya normal force, for that kita kena gunakan Newton second law. So kita masih apply lagi lah. Okay, so which axis? That is the question. Okay, so for that, since this is our surface and everything on that surface will be parallel to the surface. So since our N is perpendicular to the surface, which means axis yang kita akan gunakan ialah axis perpendicular to surface, which is it will be sum of force is equal to MA. But kalau kita tengok pada soalan tidak mention sebarang acceleration pada perpendicular to the surface, which means on this direction kita tidak ada sebarang acceleration, which is in the end dia akan jadi sum of force is equal to 0. So MA tidak ada lah. So for this one, I'm going to put N as your positive. So N will be positive, and then which means W cos 30 will be negative. So cos 30 degree is equal to 0. So N is equal to mg cos 30 degree. So our N will be equal to 42.48 Newton, and I'm going to substitute into our work done equation by frictional force. So over here it will be mu is somehow 0.436. Your N just now is 42.48. Okay, your displacement is 2.5, and then cos. What is the angle between our frictional force and also displacement S? It will be 180 degree. And for that, our work done by frictional force will be equal to negative. We have negative sign, 46.30 Newton meter, or in joule. Alright, next we're going to look at work done by normal force. So over here is the equation, work done by normal, which is N. I substitute N with F, okay, and then S is the displacement and also cos theta. So untuk soalan C, kita akan fokus kepada normal. So over here is our normal going on that direction, and while our displacement is going on that direction. So first, what is the angle between our normal and also our displacement? Clearly, the angle is equal to 90 degree lah. Okay. And then for that, I'm just substitute all the value, and which is yang kita dapat daripada soalan sebelum ini, which is 42.48. Okay, the displacement S is 2.5 meter, and then cos theta is equal to, just now is 90 degree. Okay, so 90 degree. So for this one, work done by normal force is equal to 0 Newton meter or joule. Now, di sini kita perlu beri perhatian, kalau kita punya nilai work done itu walaupun dia kosong, but still kita kena masukkan dia punya unit lah. So unit kita adalah Newton meter dan juga joule. So just jangan biarkan dia sebagai kosong without any unit. That will be wrong. Okay? Alright, next we're going to discuss about question number 3. So question number 3 give us the force acting on a particle as in figure. So dekat figure yang dibagi ialah graph of F force against X displacement, which means from our previous video or previous lesson that we learned, we know that the area under the graph of force against displacement X will be work done by the force. So for question A, it said find the work done by the force as the particle moves from X equal to 0 meter to 8 meter, which is from the graph you can see it moves from this point to that point, which means the shape that we are cover is that triangle. And then next B, it said what is the work done from X equal to 8 meter to 10 meter, which means that that displacement, which means the area or the shape that we cover is that right angle triangle. And then lastly, C, from X equal to 0 meter up to 10 meter, which means we are going to look at two shape, which is the first is the top triangle, and then we have a bottom right angle triangle. So kita kena cari dia punya area under the graph, and then from there kita akan tahu berapakah nilai work done by the force. First kita akan tengok pada soalan A dahulu. So work done is equal to area under the graph, which is area for triangle is equal to you time with your base. Your base somehow is 8 meter. Okay, so we have 8 meter over here. And then the height will be the force, which is the height from the base sampai ke hujung sini will be 6 Newton. So I'm going to put 6 Newton. So from there, I will have 24 Newton meter, or you can put as joule. So mana-mana pun boleh lah. So kamu boleh pilih. So that is the work done or the area for the first displacement from 0 to 8 meter. Now untuk soalan B disebut find the work done by the force if the particle is moved from X equal to 8 meter. So from that point to 10 meter. So which mean the shape that we cover ialah a right angle triangle. So work done is equal to area. So equation dah akan jadi 1/2. Untuk right angle triangle sebenarnya dia lebih kurang samalah, which is kita punya base adalah daripada 8 ke 10. So for that the difference between these two will be 2 meter lah. So 2 meter. And then what is the height of your right angle triangle? So from that point it goes up to -3. Now for this one kita kena masukkan dia punya sign lah. Okay, so -3. Then from there saya akan dapat nilai area saya adalah sebanyak will be -3 Newton meter or joule. So for question C, dia suruh cari what is the work done from 0 meter up to 10 meter, which is dia akan cover sebanyak 2 lah. So satu ialah dia akan cover untuk area yang di sebelah atas dan dia akan cover area di sebelah bawah up to 10 meter. Okay, so for that the work done which is equal to work done for part A, which is from 0 to 8 meter, I put as work done at A. And then you plus with work done from question B, which is from 8 meter to 10 meter lah. Okay, so work done from A, which is 0 to 8 meter, just now is 24 Newton meter. And then work done from B is equal to -3 Newton meter. And from there, I will have 21 Newton meter or joule. So that will be the work done from 0 meter up to 10 meter. Alright, next will be question number 4. So dekat question number 4, the question said that a block of mass 5 kg is released from rest. So we know that at that starting point, which is at point A, your object somehow is at rest, which means the speed is equal to 0. From point A and slides on the frictionless track as shown in figure. So this whole track, which is covered daripada point A, goes to point B, goes to point C, up to the end of the track, everything is frictionless lah. So your track is frictionless, there is no friction. Determine the block speed at point B and point C. So we need to figure out what is the speed dekat point B dan juga dekat point C. And then B, the change in potential energy of the block as it moves from point A to point C. Now, dekat soalan ini, okay, dekat diagram, dia bagi kita punya height. So as you can see, from the ground, here is your ground. So the object from point A, it will be 5 meter from the ground. Okay, at point B, it will be 3.2 meter height from the ground. And also at point C, it will be 2 meter from the ground. And also the question didn't mention about the speed, which is we need to find for question A. So untuk soalan A, so just now kita dapat di sini nilai UA is equal to 0 meter per second. So first kali kita akan cari kita punya speed dekat point B. So first kita akan buat point B dahulu. Okay. So equation dia tadi ialah kita sebut the sum of energy initial sama dengan sum of energy di sebelah final. So kita start dekat point A dan kita akan cari dekat point B, which mean A akan menjadi initial dan B akan menjadi final lah. So equation dia akan jadi kinetic energy dekat point A plus potential energy dekat A sama dengan kinetic energy dekat point B, which is our final point, and then plus dengan potential energy dekat point B. Okay, now kita revise balik. Kinetic energy is equal to 1 over 2 mv square. V is your speed, m is your mass. While untuk potential energy, since ini melibatkan height, okay, so dia merujuk kepada gravitational potential energy ataupun UG equal to mgh. Okay, so untuk kinetic energy untuk A, dekat point A, dia sebut dia punya speed adalah kosong. So from there kita punya nilai VA adalah kosong. So saya masukkan di sini 1 over 2. Okay, 1 over 2 mass, and then we have UA, and then we have square plus what is the potential energy dekat point A, which is dah akan jadi M you times with G, and then the height is somehow equal to 5 meter. And then equal to what is the kinetic energy dekat point B, itu yang kita mau cari, which is 1 over 2m. And then kita ada velocity or speed dekat point B, and then that will be square plus what is the potential energy. The potential energy dekat point B equal to m, which is G, and then the height is equal to 3.20 meter. Okay, so these terms dia akan menjadi jadi kosong, so kita tidak perlu kira lah. Baik, kemudian kita akan kira di sini, and then kalau kita mencari nilai VB, dia akan jadi, it will be 5.94 meter per second. Okay, next akan tengok pula berapakah nilai speed bagi blok dekat point C, which mean just now kita sudah dapat nilai speed pada point B ialah 5.94. So sekarang ini kita akan cari berapakah nilai speed dekat point C. Baik, untuk itu kita akan gunakan juga conservation of energy, dan kali ini kita akan cari dekat point C, and for that kita akan apply conservation of energy. The sum, okay, untuk initial energy is equal to the sum of energy di sebelah final. So sekarang ni di manakah kita punya initial, di manakah kita punya final? So tadi kita bergerak daripada A sampai ke point B, and then from B kita akan start pergi kepada point C, which mean point B akan menjadi kita punya initial lah. Okay. So total energy di sebelah initial will be kinetic energy dekat point B, and then plus dengan potential energy dekat point B equal to kinetic energy dekat point C tambah dengan potential energy dekat point C as well. Okay. So kita masukkan equation, dia akan menjadi 1/2 your mass, your times with VB square plus, okay, mg, the height at point B is equal to 3.2 meter lah. Okay. And then is equal to K, and then K will be 1/2m. Dan kita mau cari nilai speed dekat point C, so I'm going to put VC square plus dengan mgh dekat point C, which is equal to mg, and also the height will be 2 meter. Okay, so will become 2 meter. Alright, then baru kita akan masukkan value dan sebagainya. And then nilai VC akan menjadi 7.67 meter per second. Baik, yang seterusnya disebut soalan B, find the change in potential energy of the block as it moves from A to point C. So soalan C dia lebih fokus kepada change in potential energy, which mean kita akan cari potential energy saja. So disebut as it moves from point A to point C, which mean point A akan menjadi kita punya initial dan point C akan menjadi kita punya final. So untuk mencari change in potential energy, it will be potential energy di sebelah final tolak dengan potential energy di sebelah initial, which is dia akan menjadi potential energy dekat point C minus potential energy dekat kita punya point A. Okay. So kita recall balik potential energy, which is dia adalah gravitational potential energy, dia akan jadi equal to mgh lah. So dia akan menjadi mg height dekat point C minus dengan mgh height dekat point A. So berapakah kita punya change in potential energy? So it will be negative 147.15 joule. Okay, so negative over here menunjukkan bahawa dia adalah berkurang or decrease. Okay, so since kita tengok daripada soalan ini, height dekat point A lebih tinggi, which is 5 meter, lebih tinggi berbanding dengan point C 2 meter. So as it goes from a higher place to lower place, then somehow kita punya potential energy will be decreases. Alright, so next we're going to look at question number 5, where it said a block of mass of 12 kilogram slides from rest down a frictionless 35 incline, and it's stopped by a strong spring with spring constant K 3 times 10 to the power of 4 Newton per meter. The block slides 3 meter from the point of release to the point where it comes to rest against the spring. So tadi kita ada satu mass, okay, mass ini which is 12 kg, and then asal dia adalah dalam keadaan rest, and then dia berada dekat kita punya inclined plane, which is dia punya angle is 35 degree to the horizontal or to the floor. And then di hujung dia kita ada satu spring, di mana spring ini dia punya spring constant disebut tadi adalah 3 times 10 to the power of 4 Newton per meter. Kemudian disebut the block slides 3 meter, which mean ini adalah dia punya displacement sepanjang dia slides down, which is equal to 3 meter. So soalan dia tanya, when the block come to rest, how far has the spring been compressed? Okay, baik. Sebelum kita buat sebarang calculation, okay, first of all kita kena start dengan free body diagram dahulu. Alright, so free body diagram yang kita akan lukis di sini merujuk kepada kita punya objek, which is the block. Okay, so first kita ada macam biasa dia ada mass, which mean kita akan ada gravitational pull yang akan tarik dia ke bawah. So kita ada first force, which is kita punya weight lah. So weight kita ke bawah. And then second one, since kita ada contact surface di sini, which mean kita akan ada normal. So normal itu akan sentiasa 90 degree or perpendicular to the surface, which mean dia akan acting sana. Okay. So what else do we have? Oh, disebut kita punya incline somehow is frictionless. So which mean kita tidak adalah friction. Okay. No string, and then what else, we don't have any external forces, so which mean ini saja kita punya forces yang involved. Okay, plus saya juga boleh tambah lagi dua, since kita punya W ataupun weight ini dia ada angle dengan kita punya flow, which is 35 degree. So di sini saya boleh gantikan ataupun saya boleh resolve dia. Satu ialah arah sini, dan satu lagi adalah arah yang paralel dengan kita punya incline lah. So angle berada di sini always, which is equal to 35 degree. And since the angle berada di sebelah sini, bermaksud this component of force will be W ataupun weight cos 35 degree, while the other one should be weight sin 35 degree. And then kita punya direction of displacement since the slide down. Okay, so dia akan pergi ke arah sinilah. So that will be your displacement S. Baik. Selain daripada free body diagram juga kita kena tahu since disebut how far has the spring been compressed. So kalau dia melibatkan spring ini, dia melibatkan energi yang kita panggil sebagai elastic potential energy. Okay. Selain daripada itu juga, since kita punya blok berada di sebelah atas, we have height. Okay, so height yang saya maksudkan di sini sentiasa vertical height, which means saya merujuk kepada height yang ini. So I cannot take S sebagai saya punya height, tidak boleh. So saya kena cari berapakah nilai H ini dahulu. Okay, so untuk cari nilai H itu kita boleh lukis dia dalam bentuk segitiga. So dalam bentuk segitiga, and we know that this is 3 meter, just mentioned just now, 3 meter. This is the height that we're looking for, and then the angle over here is 35 degree. Okay, so how we're going to find the value of H? Okay, so kalau kita gunakan hukum trigonometry, okay, kita akan gunakan dia sebagai sin, di mana H will be 3 sin 35, which is that will be equal to 1.72 meter. So that will be our height yang kita akan masukkan dia sebagai gravitational potential energy. Baik, over here saya sudah lukis pun kita punya free body diagram, include our normal and also other component of weight. And then untuk kita solve, kita mau cari berapakah panjang spring yang telah pun kita compress dalam soalan ini. So kita akan gunakan conservation of energy. So over here saya letakkan conservation of energy, di mana disebut sum of initial energy will be equal to sum of final energy. Alright. So, di manakah kita punya initial? Kalau saya boleh patah balik pada lukisan tadi, initial kita berada di sebelah atas. Initial point kita semasa dia berada di atas dan final point ialah semasa dia berada di bawah. So, which means since kita sudah identify kita punya 2 points, initial dan juga final, next kita kena tahu what are the energy for that point. Okay, so saya akan start dengan initial point yang berada di sebelah atas sekali. So, what is the energy yang berada di sebelah atas? Satu tadi kita ada height, so which mean kita akan ada gravitational potential energy, which mean dia akan jadi UG dan dia adalah initial lah. And then kemudian kita ada kinetic energy, so since dia berada dalam keadaan rest semasa di atas, which mean kita tahu kinetic energy adalah sama dengan K, sama dengan 1/2 mv square. Since nilai V ini adalah kosong, dia berada dalam rest, so which mean nilai K kita, K initial will be simply become 0. Okay. So, itu sahaja energi yang kita ada pada sebelah initial. Okay, kita pergi kepada bahagian final. Baik, bahagian final dia berada di bahagian bottom. So, di sebelah bawah sini. So, bila di sebelah bawah, which mean dia akan ada U, G, final. Okay, semasa dia berada di bawah, di sebelah bawah sini, bermaksud kita punya H, kita boleh assume dia sebagai kosong sudah. Okay, dia akan menjadi kosong. So, bila H kita kosong, kita tahu bahawa nilai U untuk gravitational will be mgh. So, since H kita di sebelah final ini, sebelah bawah adalah kosong, maka kita punya value untuk gravitational potential energy will become 0. And then we have plus. We assume di sebelah sini juga kita akan ada kinetic energy, but in the question disebut when the block come to rest. Bermaksud semasa dia turun sampai ke bawah, when it compress the spring, somehow dia juga akan stop somehow kemudian. So, bila dia punya stop, bermaksud nilai speed dia akan menjadi kosong, maka kinetic energy, which is this equation, include speed di sana, V-nya akan menjadi kosong, maka kinetic energy untuk sebelah final juga akan menjadi kosong. So far kita punya energy untuk potential dan juga kinetic adalah kosong. Tapi kita kena ingat di bahagian bawah ini kita ada satu elemen yang baru, which is the spring. So bila kita ada spring, bermaksud kita kena introduce satu lagi energy. Okay, so kita punya total energy bukan setakat potential dan juga kinetic, tetapi kita juga ada energy yang berkaitan dengan spring. So what is the energy that involves spring? That energy is what we call energy elastic potential energy. So elastic potential ini ialah kita boleh sebut sebagai how much the spring has been compress lah, which equation dia akan menjadi UE sama dengan 1/2 K delta X square. So what is K? K is spring constant, which is over here, while delta X merujuk kepada kita punya how much the spring has been compressed or being expanded. Okay. So, kalau saya ambil kedua-dua kita punya energy di sebelah initial dan final, saya boleh letakkan equation di sini, maka dia akan menjadi U gravitational initial plus dengan kinetic energy initial. So, that's the only two energy yang kita ada di sebelah atas. Kemudian kita ada UG final plus K final plus dengan elastic potential energy yang kita buat tadi. Okay, so kita refer balik. So UGI bermaksud dia akan menjadi mgh. KI tadi adalah kosong, and then kita juga ada lagi kosong di bahagian final untuk kedua-dua potential dan juga kinetic. So over here saya boleh just gantikan terus, which mean ini akan menjadi kosong, kosong dan juga kosong. So equal to 1 over 2k delta x square. So what is m? M is 12, okay, as we know. And then G is simply 9.81 macam biasa. H yang baru kita cari tadi adalah nilai 1.72. So ingat, bila H ini dia mestilah dalam keadaan vertical. So apapun kita kena gunakan H yang vertical. So H kita adalah 1.72 equal to 1 over K. K kita adalah 3 times 10 to the power of 4. And then over here we have delta x and also square. So kalau saya kira di sana saya akan dapat nilai delta x square will be equal to 0.014, and then delta x, which is merujuk kepada how far has the spring been compressed, will be equal to 0.11 meter. Okay. Alright, so for question number 7, the question said that a 2.1 times 10 to the power of 3 kilogram car, so over here we have the car, starts from rest at the top of 5.0 meter long driveway that is inclined at 20 degrees with the horizontal. So the U over here, which is the speed at the top, is start from rest, so which means equal to 0 meter per second. And then it said at the top of 5.0 meter long driveway, which is that will be equal to 5 meter. That is inclined at 20 degrees, so that is our 20 degree, and then horizontal is on that direction. If an average frictional force of 4 times 10 to the power of 3 try to against the motion, okay, find the speed of the car at the bottom of driveway. So the question over here asks what will be the speed, okay, what it will be the speed of the car at the bottom of the driveway. So I need to draw free body diagram first. So which means kita ada the first force will be the weight of the car. So the weight acting on the direction, same direction as your gravitational pull. Second force that we have will be the normal, since we have a contact surface over here. So the normal will go to that direction, which is perpendicular to the surface. And then what else do we have? We also have frictional force, as we know that this car is moving along the driveway. So dia akan pergi ke arah bawah. So that will be the direction of your motion, which is kita punya frictional force will go in opposite direction. So dia akan pergi ke sebelah sinilah. So that will be your kinetic frictional force. And then what else do we have? Okay, saya lupa label kita punya direction of motion, which is that direction. Saya letakkan sebagai displacement. Okay, selain daripada itu juga saya boleh tambah lagi dua komponen untuk weight. Satu, dia akan pergi arah sini. Angle di sini adalah 20 degree. Bermaksud dia akan menjadi weight cos 20 degree, and the other one will be W ataupun weight sin 20 degree. Alright. So sama juga macam soalan nombor 5, selain daripada kita cari free body diagram, since dia melibatkan inclined plane, kita kena cari dia punya vertical height. And to find the vertical height, kita gunakan method yang sama kita buat pada soalan number 5 tadi. So we draw back our right angle triangle. Here the label is 5 meter. That is your driveway. The angle is given as 20 degree. So yang kita mau cari sekarang kita punya vertical height. So that is your H lah. So how to find H? H will become 5, okay, sin 20. Okay, that is perpendicular. So which mean dia akan menjadi 1.71 meter. So that is the height of your car vertically. Alright, sebelum kita pergi pada calculation, kita akan pergi dahulu dekat point yang kita mau cari. So first point ialah berada di atas. So kita sebut di atas adalah menjadi initial point, and then kita punya final point akan berada di sebelah bawah. So we need to identify what are the forces, okay, yang terlibat dekat kedua-dua point. Number one, kita ada since kita ada height. Okay, kita ada height di sini, which mean kita akan ada potential gravitational potential energy. So I can put that UGI. So UG merujuk kepada kita punya gravitational potential energy. So dia akan menjadi mgh lah. Okay, kemudian kita ada plus dengan kinetic energy di sebelah initial. But since our car start from rest, so which mean U kita akan menjadi kosong bila kita tahu bahawa kinetic energy sama dengan 1/2 mv square. Since start from rest, V akan menjadi kosong. So bila menjadi kosong, kita punya kinetic energy di sebelah initial simply akan menjadi kosong. Okay, selain daripada itu, apa lagi energi yang kita ada? So for the first time dalam soalan kita dibagi tahu kita ada friction. So kita ada frictional force, which mean frictional force ini kita akan tambah di bahagian initial. So but the thing is, so far kita belajar energi itu hanyalah energi berkaitan dengan kinetic energy dan juga potential energy. So what will be the energy that involve kita punya kinetic frictional force? So that energy is basically kita boleh assume dia sebagai work done by the frictional force. So work done by frictional force. So kemudian baru kita pergi kepada sebelah final. Di sebelah final kita ada UG final. But since dia berada di bawah, di sebelah bottom, H kita akan menjadi kosong. So nilai gravitational potential energy akan menjadi kosong. Plus dengan kita punya kinetic energy. So kinetic energy di sebelah final, kita tahu bahawa kinetic energy adalah 1/2 mv square. So kita mau cari berapakah nilai speed. So these two part, which is initial dan final, saya akan masukkan dalam equation. So conservation of energy disebut the sum of energy di sebelah initial, okay, will be equal to sum of energy di sebelah final. So saya letak sini sebagai UGI plus KI plus dengan work done by kinetic frictional force, and then equal to UG final plus dengan K final. So kita tengok balik berapa yang mana akan menjadi kosong. Okay, so kita punya KI adalah kosong, kita punya potential gravitational potential energy yang final juga adalah kosong. Dan kita masukkan value, so dia akan jadi mgh plus dengan, so what is the work done by frictional force? So work done by frictional force will become the force itself, which is kinetic frictional force, times with our displacement S, which is the length of your driveway, and then cos theta. Okay, so cos theta. Now so kita akan masukkan di sini, dia akan jadi the frictional force, and then you times with S, and then cos theta. So cos theta macam saya sebutkan sebelum ini, cos theta adalah angle between frictional force and also displacement lah. Okay, and then equal to 1/2 mv square. So V yang kita mau cari di sebelah final. So V square kalau saya kira di sini, dia akan menjadi 14.51, and then the speed square root of that will become 3.81 meter per second. So that will be the speed of your car at the bottom of the driveway. Okay, So dekat soalan ini kita introduce satu lagi energy which is basically work done by your frictional force di sebelah initial. Okay. So with that example, question number 7, I think that's all for today. So I will see you with another session. Thank you very much for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.